Luther Burden. This is a high-profile second-round pick that they gave guaranteed money to. He's the first pick ever picked at 39 that gets a fully guaranteed contract. That happened last weekend. It's interesting because, he's also a rookie, so he reported early. He was in there Saturday.
Right.
So that's 3 days before Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson even addressed the media on Tuesday. And then Ryan Poles was on Hoge and Johns yesterday, said he would let Ben Johnson address it, but he also sort of addressed it, saying that, it's soft tissue and not overly concerned about it. He came in ready to go. I'm trying to add all that up and just wonder if some type of setback has happened since Saturday when he reported. Look, I am going to take Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson at their word that they are not overly concerned about this right now. No major issues. The problem that they have that is not their fault is the history of the Chicago Bears and the history of what we have seen covering this team and what you have seen as fans of this team, whether it's Kevin White, we're not worried. Oh no, we're worried. Whether it's Tevin Jenkins, he's got a back thing. We're not worried. We drafted him anyway. Oh, now we're worried. Whether it's even something that didn't really have to do with injuries, but Roquan Smith, remember with the whole, and that was with Ryan Poles here. We're not worried about that. And actually now there's a problem at Family Fest, and now he's traded a few months later. So, we're not trying to be doom and gloom about this. It's just, this isn't the first time we've had a fishy situation, a little bit of a mysterious situation. I think this goes back to the spring too. I do appreciate that the Bears are calling it a soft tissue injury. They're addressing it. But we see guys get hurt or deal with injuries like Colson Loveland, and we've seen him out there in front of our eyes every single day. And then there's others, and maybe it's just the rehab process, but we have not seen Luther Burden out there on the field since rookie minicamp. So, of course there's going to be questions about it.
Yeah, the other part of it, too, the Bears need him. They could use a dynamic wide receiver to pop in that room. There's a lot of depth there. There's interesting pieces. I shouted out on the Adam Johns, Adam Hogue dynamic piece. I shouted out a Maurice Alexander. And
saw that
as my unsung hero of the day, because who's 13? Oh yeah, it's Maurice Alexander, who was a 17th round draft pick in the USFL in 2022. Played for the Philadelphia outfit. And then he bounced around the Lions practice squad and back and forth to the.
So history with Ben Johnson.
So he knows. So Ben knows him, and he's catching a bunch of balls. So that's why he got on the list. But it's like they have there's a lot of interesting pieces. But as far as pure dynamic playmaker, that's why they spent the 39th pick on him, because they know they need that third guy who can perhaps really explode and be a big time difference maker for the offense. And he's just not on the field is a problem, obviously.
It is, but it's also, like I brought up Kevin White. It's much different from that in terms of need, because the Bears, they didn't have wide receivers. They needed Kevin White. And we called it this at the time on draft night when they drafted Luther Burden. It was a luxury pick. They do have DJ Moore. They do have Roma Dunze. And honestly, I like some of these other guys. I like Olamide Zaccheaus. I like him a lot, actually. I liked him when they signed him. Now, they think Luther Burden can be a star. That's why they picked him, despite having two other starting wide receivers already there. And I think Ben Johnson's drooling over the different ways that he can use Luther Burden's speed. But my point is, I think they can get by if they don't have him. Now,
I'm not saying they won't get by. I agree with that. But the speed factor that he could bring could be it's different level, no question. And the versatility could be huge.